All right, hey everyone, it's Thursday, January the 18th, the year 2018, and it's going to be my last dig for the day before I retire, and I thought I would just document what's going on. If for nothing else, it's how a redneck digs a hole, and I know I'm not doing it the best way, the most efficient way. I know you can get a truck out here that'll do it, but it costs a lot of money. I'm doing it the redneck way that don't cost a lot of money. So one trick I learned that's very important is don't ever put your phone on the bumper and then open your tailgate.
No!
You'll crush your phone. So that's a very important tip. If you're leaving tools out, don't put them on the bumper because you'll crush your phone. So the last time we did this, you guys might remember, but it's a 20-foot pole. It's still a 20-foot pole now, but it's a lot lower. Let me go ahead and I want to just document the steps that I'm doing. It's gotten much harder to turn and much harder to get a scoop out than it was before. So
Am I supposed to follow you?
So you got to start with a clean auger, and cleaning this auger is the worst step. I hate cleaning the auger. That's like the worst thing ever. But this pole and I have gotten to be pretty good friends. We've been through a lot together. So you might want to get the top just to show that it's 20 feet. I still got to add 10 feet on it, believe it or not. So let's throw it in the hole. Okay, now we're gonna put, instead of that small little wooden thing, we're gonna put this, which is called a punch point bar from Harbor Freight. Typically runs $25 to $30. And your auger, see how it's already sinking because of the weight? See, last video is up here, now it's quite a bit lower. I still got to go all the way to the bottom. But let's start turning it manually first. And you have to go clockwise. And so since it's a little bit lower, I can use my legs instead of, and I'm just trying to get it to bite because I'm fixing to do another step. Let's go one more time. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I want to put something very heavy on it. This thing is very heavy. So I'm going to slip it on over. Okay. And you could probably use anything, but I'm just using that. So now that I got it really heavy, you okay, babe?
Yeah, it's redneck.
This is definitely redneck. So I got the weight pulling it down, and I'm just going to twist it. And the goal is going clockwise as you're looking at the ground, that auger is going to bite and get something out of the ground. I don't feel it biting right now. It's kind of concerning me. But as you can see, I've gone down about maybe 3 feet, 3.5 feet. But this is a lot easier than what I was doing before.
It reminds me of a horse.
But this is easy actually. The hardest part is cleaning the dang auger.
Yeah.
So let's, you don't want to get underneath that blocks in case it falls on your foot and break a 30-year record going to the doctor. But you want to get as much as you can. I can kind of feel it biting a little bit now, which is good. So hopefully we bring up a good scoop. And you just keep doing this over and over again. And you can feel it bite every now and then and really get a good scoop into the clay. I like to keep this thing as much towards the center as I can. There we go. And it'll sink. Let's go 2 more times and see what we got. There's one. And there's 2. That was a lot easier than what I was doing before. Like I said, this thing ain't light and you don't want it to fall on your feet. Okay. to go and just kind of break it. And you want to go clockwise because you want your auger to be digging, not coming out. Okay, so now there ain't no way that I'm strong enough anymore just to pull this thing up. That ain't gonna happen. It's too mucky, it's stuck too much, and so you have to devise a way of how you're gonna get this thing out of the ground. Well, here's my answer. I'm sure there's a better answer. You get 2 8-foot ladders. You put this up there like that. And you put this up there like that. And you want to make dang sure it's in the center because your life's going to depend on it. Okay. Now what you do is you get yourself a C-clamp, if I can, oh here it is. A come along and a C-clamp. And you throw a C-clamp on the short side. And I've never figured out how to operate a come along with gloves on. It's got 2 latches. I put WD-40 all over this whole thing because it was really rusty. And what I do is I step on it and then I pull it up. There we go. Pull it up to about my head. That's usually been enough. Oh. You come over here. As you can see, it's becoming a lot more involved to dig this hole than just what I was doing before. And I probably could put a hook in that wood, but I'm just too lazy. So I just want to do it like that. And then what I do is I come down.
Winch it.
And I'm going to winch it. The goal is to break it loose. It won't come all the way out of the ground, but you got to be careful standing underneath that wood, because if that wood falls off that ladder, like I said, it's going to break a 30-year streak of not going to the doctor, and who the hell wants to go to the doctor? So all right, now one of 2 things is going to happen right now. Either that wood's going to break and come tumbling down and hit me in the head, and I'm going to let out a big owl, or this thing's going to break loose from the mud as I winch it up. So you want to keep a real good eye what's going on above you, and you want to listen for any cracking sounds if that wood starts cracking, but I don't hear anything. It looks like it's holding pretty good. So we're going to pull this thing up quite a bit. The goal is just to break it loose from the muck at the bottom of that hole. Once it gets broke loose, okay.
This reminds me of the guy who built Coral Castle.
I don't think I'm anywhere close to that. Now I can pull this out now too. This is my Harbor Freight punch bar. Okay, pull this out. Let that drip back down. Let's get this out. All right. Now you're probably thinking, put your gloves on and pull it out and let's see what we got. That would be a very good next step. That's something I've done many times in the past.
I would say take that big thing off there.
And I've nearly died. My wife is very, very smart. Through much experience, I have learned you take that wood off, because as soon as you start lifting this up, it's going to hit that wood.
Yeah.
You're going to knock it off the ladder. It's going to hit you in the head.
Yeah.
And you ain't going to have a very good day. So the next step is to take this down. And I have learned that from experience, because I have almost knocked it off on my head several times. And we're going to pull it up and we're going to see how much we got. Let's see how much we got. Oh, you know what? I got to have this towel. You might want to get it. This is a very important part, because you'll get to a certain point it's too slippery and you got to have the towel. So here we go.
Oh, it came up a lot easier.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So we didn't get all that much, right? Or it's getting so wet down there that it fell back in the hole. But that's what we got. And that's not a whole lot. So that tells me either I got to make the weights heavier, or I got to keep turning it more than I'm turning it. But anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. As soon as we get to the bottom, that'll be 20 feet. and then we'll start on our 30 feet track. And if you have any comments, leave them for me. Thank you for your time. God bless.
Stay warm.
Stay warm. I didn't get a good thing.